Tony with the Mississippi Pickers, and welcome to the vlog. It's been a long time, and probably a lot of people thought that we were out of the picture and we were just gone forever, but that is not the case. We did get burned out, and we made a lot of mistakes over the last few years, and we just kept making mistakes, and it seemed like they were just one after another after another. So as you probably have seen or could tell, even if anybody's paid attention at all, our channel, everything that we've had up till today has been deleted. We don't have any content on our site, or on our site, on our site either, but we don't have anything on our YouTube channel. We don't have any videos, nothing. This is the very first video that I'm putting up since we cleaned out everything that we had. And you might be wondering, why did you do that? You know, why did you delete all your old videos? Well, mainly because they were irrelevant. Everything we've done up to now has been just a learning experience for us. But if we put those out there, I think a lot of people would, you know, make the same mistakes that we made. And they wouldn't really learn from what we were doing, because we were thinking that we were doing the right thing at the time. And we weren't. Simply put, we weren't. Everything that we had tried up to this point was simply one failure after another. But in this business, as is in life, the only way you truly fail is if you just stop altogether. If you quit, that's when you fail. It's taken us, well, we started learning about this in 2013. I tell you, we started watching Jay and Ryanne on the eBay Scavengers in October of 2013, and that's when all of this kind of got started. I didn't start selling on eBay right away. We didn't start selling on eBay until really as a business until 2015. During 2014, we were kind of playing with it back and forth, selling some things we had in the house, just kind of learning how to do it. And we didn't really, you know, we weren't really a business at that point. We were just, you know, kind of like a garage sale sort of thing. We were just learning, you know, how the mechanics of eBay worked, and, you know, how the defect system worked and all that kind of stuff. We didn't want to get in trouble, you know. And how to take photographs, you know, the whole night. It was a lot of stuff to learn, because neither me or my wife knew anything about it. We didn't know one thing about eBay. We didn't know anything about selling online. We both got a little age on us, so it's taken us a little longer to learn than probably, you know, a younger generation would have, you know, picked it up a lot quicker. And that's not really fair, because some people probably, you know, would be a little faster than we are. But, you know, we're just not that fast when it comes to learning something new. This is something that I wanted. My wife, she really, she went along with it, but it wasn't, you know, her passion. It wasn't anything that she really, you know, was just like, I've got to do this, you know. This was my dream, and this is something that I wanted to do, you know. I wanted my own business, and I didn't really know how to do it. And I mean, that's where it all began. That was that. I was willing to do anything to have my own business. At first, I thought I was going to have like a garden, a greenhouse type business where I'd sell vegetables and things. And that was really a harebrained idea. We had already bought a lot of the construction materials to do that. I wish I had some of the old video from that, because it was hilarious. Deidre was in the back of the truck holding on to some of the materials to keep them from flying out of the truck when we're coming back from Lowe's to our house. Oh man, I mean, it's funny now, but it's still funny. Anyway, yeah, I mean, I was looking for something, and I didn't know what. I just wanted something that I could do as a self-employment thing that I could get into for a low amount of money, because I didn't have a lot of money. We still don't have a lot of money, but you know, I started listening to Jay and Ryan, and they were talking about this business that you could start on eBay with very little, hardly any money, you know, and it sounded great, you know. So 2015, me and my wife jumped off both feet. We quit our jobs. We decided we were going to do eBay full time. Terrible idea. Terrible idea, because neither one of us really knew how to do it. We didn't know what we were doing. We just knew we wanted to do it. And, well, I wanted to do it. My wife, she quit her job. She was sick of the job that she had, which actually turned out to be a good thing, because the job that she's got now, she really loves. She didn't make a whole lot of money, but she's doing something that is much easier. It's not as difficult on her body as the old job was. She's, you know, her quality of life went up, and she's doing what she wants to do now. So, you know, I can't really damn her for that, because, you know, she didn't want to be an entrepreneur. I was the one that wanted that. Well, I quit in 2015. I haven't never gone back to work. I've been doing little odd jobs here and there, and I have stayed on self-employment since 2015. Since 2015, I have been self-employed, and it's fixing to be 2019. Our eBay store has been providing, you know, a decent amount of money, but it wasn't really scaled to the point that we needed to scale it to for me to be able to make, you know, I'll say, we weren't making Jay and Ryan money, you know. Nobody makes Jay and Ryan money, hardly, really, you know. So but we wanted to make, you know, a decent amount of money like they were doing. So it's taken all this time for us to figure out, you know, what we were doing wrong and how we could get the money that we wanted coming in to the level that it needed to be at. At first we thought it was the things that we were buying. You know, we thought maybe we're buying the wrong kind of things. They're not selling for enough money. You know, maybe, you know, it's the quality of the stuff that we're buying. Maybe it's the brands. We don't know. You know, maybe we need to be selling, you know, things a lot cheaper. You know, maybe we didn't know what we were doing wrong. So everything that we have tried, just, it never worked. We bought a premium store which allows 1,000 listings, and we took that store to 1,000 listings, and the store was doing okay. I mean, as far as that goes, we were making somewhere between $1,500 to $2,000 a month. That was gross sales. Out of that, we weren't seeing that much. We were only seeing maybe $700 a month, something like that. $700 to $800 a month. That was our net sales. And it just wasn't enough money. So I had to start doing other things, you know, besides eBay. And the more I did other things, the less I did eBay. And it finally got to the point, you know, towards the end of 2018, to where I had just stopped doing eBay altogether. I had just quit. And, well, I say I quit. I didn't quit selling. I quit listing anything. And of course I'm still interested in it, you know. Of course I am still wanting to do it, but I just couldn't I couldn't find that, that magic, how-to guide on how to make it work. So I'm listening to podcasts, I'm listening to or watching videos and everything, and one day, the light bulb, went off over my head, and I finally got it. This is a numbers game. eBay is a numbers game, and I've heard people say that a lot, and I really didn't know what that meant. I didn't know what that meant. What does that mean? It's a numbers game. Doesn't really matter what you're selling. If what you're selling has a sell-through rate of, I'll say as low as 5%. If your sell-through rate is only 5% and you're selling stuff for $10, you can still scale your store up to the point to where it will make whatever amount of money you want. It's going to take a lot out of you to get it to that point if you're only selling stuff for that little bit and you're only, and your sell-through rate is that low. But the trick is you have to list a lot of stuff. And for us, that magic number sits around 3,000 to 4,000 items. Right now, I've got like 100, and I think I've got 154 items in my store. And so I'm starting over. This time, I'm going to keep watching my sell-through rate. I'm going to keep watching my average sell price, and I'm going to see if that is consistent. So right now I'm at 154 items. When I get to 400 items, I'm going to take another look at it. Right now my sell-through rate is 9%, which isn't great, but I sell clothes, and that's all I sell is clothing. And if my sell-through rate stays at 9%, when I get to 400 items, if I'm still selling 9%, then I'll know for sure that everything that I'm selling is okay. If my sell-through rate starts to fall, if my average sale price starts to fall, then we may have to change things. But for right now, I'm just selling clothing. It's not great clothing. It's not great brands. Some of it is okay, but a lot of it is just average stuff. But if that sell-through rate stays the same, my average sell price stays the same, then I have every intention of taking this store to 3,000 items. I don't know how long it's going to take me to get there, because I'm only doing this by myself now. My wife isn't helping me anymore because she's working, and I don't want her, involved in this anymore, because she's doing what she needs to do. She's doing what she had to do, to make sure that, she was happy with her life, so, and she is. So I think we're both happy with what we're doing. But I'm not making the kind of money that I need to make. So the next part of my life is to take this store to where it needs to be. And if whatever it takes for me to get there, that's what I'm going to do. So starting right now, and I don't have a lot of money to play with right now. So right now my everyday goal, and I'm listing 5 days a week. So my everyday goal right now is not a goal. It's what I have to list every day right now is 5 items a day. And that doesn't sound like a whole lot, but that's going to be 25 items a week. That's 100 items a month. I have a purchase price of $3 per item, which is my max purchase price, which means I will be spending about $300 a month on new merchandise. And $300 a month when you don't have a lot of money to spend is a lot of money. So the thing's got to make some money for me to be able to do that. When I get to 400 items, I will probably be out of the merchandise that I have on hand. I still have enough merchandise on hand, excuse me, that I can get to the 400 item mark without having to go out and look for new stuff. So stay with me. I'm going to let you know how we're doing along the way. If you want to follow along, that's great. And you see, this is a little average thing that we're selling right here. It's a little Tweety Bird shirt. I can't even tell what it says. What does it say? It says Superstar. Superstar. Yeah. And there's a little Tweety Bird there. It's a little Disney, you know, sweatshirt, whatever you want to call it. That's another problem I have, is what to call things. But I will say this: when it comes to clothing, then that's where my wife excels, and that's really what she brings to the table. I mean, she's not good at listing, taking photographs, you know, and doing any other part of this stuff. But when it comes to identifying and knowing what clothing, what it is, like especially women's clothing, something that would take me an extremely long time to run down and kind of figure out what it is, she knows like that. She's kind of studied it her whole life, you know. That I guess a lot of women do that, but you know, my wife is very good at it. Something took me, one day I was 4 hours trying to figure out what an infinity scarf was. I didn't know what an infinity scarf was. I've never heard of an infinity scarf. I didn't know what that was. I spent all day trying to figure that out, and I take it to my wife. I'm all proud, you know. I said, "Look, Deidre, look, you know what this is?" And I hold it up, and she says, "What, the shirt?" And she said, "Yeah, it's a tunic." And I said, "Yeah, but you see the scarf around it?" She said, "Oh, you mean the infinity scarf around it?" I said, "Yeah." How did you know that? So I'm holding up this shirt with the infinity scarf around it, you know, and then my jaw just kind of hits the ground, because all I had to do was really just go to her and say, "Hey, what is this thing?" And trust me, from now on, that's what I'm doing, because I wasted half a day, you know, trying to figure out what that stupid thing was called. Anyway, but yeah, but that's what my wife brings to the table. You know, maybe she doesn't really do much else with the business, but she helps me identify clothing. She knows what different materials are called. I can't even name all the different things that she's identified. Every kind of clothing. I wish I could name off some of the stuff right now, but I just can't think of it, and that's because I'm just not that smart when it comes to clothing. You know, the different materials and things. I want to say something's called something like piqué or something like that, and I'm not even right now sure what that is, but she could tell you like that. And you know, there are other. There was a shirt that I was listing the other day. It was a different kind of material. It felt really weird. She said, "Oh, that's a textured shirt." Textured shirt? I've never heard of that. So, you know, I mean, there's all kinds of things that I bring to her. She tells me, she's just like, boom. She's like an encyclopedia. She knows immediately. So, yes, I may be doing the process, you know, pretty much on my own. But when it comes to identifying things, and that's what we sell is clothing. But when it comes to identifying clothing, you know, the materials, the style, all that, that's what she brings to this. I don't have that knowledge. She does. So we're both contributing to the business in our own ways. My portion of this now is to get these listings done, to make sure I get 5 listings done every day, 5 days a week, 2 days off, and then we'll see where we go from there. When I get to 400 listings, I will give you guys an update. There's really not any need in doing anything before that because, well, it's just going to be boring. I'm going to be doing this a lot, and it's not going to be. It's just going to be dead air between here and there. So I don't know how long it's going to take me to get to 400 listings. Let's see. Well, if I'm doing by the end of April, I should be at 400 listings. Well, actually, no, I'm already at 158. So it only should take me about 3 months, maybe 3 months to get to where I want to be. That's considering selling so much per month too. So we'll see. I'll give you guys an update probably at the end of March. Yeah, it'll be January, February, March. It'll take me 3 months. So probably sometime in March, you'll get an update from me on, is it working? Is my sell-through rate still the same? Is my average sale price still the same? And have the sales increased according to the number of items I have listed? If all that plays true, then I won't stop till I get to 3,000. But I got to know if it plays through like that. I mean, we've always said that your money doesn't increase exponentially, but that's not really true. It does increase exponentially as long as you've got all those factors. As long as your sell-through rate stays the same, as long as your average sale price stays the same, you increase the number of listings, your average take-home will increase. That's the theory. So we're going to see. I'll see you guys in March.